Yeah, man!
Hello, my name is Miguel and today I'm gonna make for you thick cornmeal coconut milk porridge. 1 cup cornmeal. Any cornmeal is good, refined is best. Half cup sugar. Pinch or quarter teaspoon salt. I'm using sea salt. 50 grams pack coconut milk powder, teaspoon vanilla extract, quarter teaspoon grinded nutmeg, 3 cups and a third water plus quarter cup more. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipe. Get a big enough saucepan or pot ready. Measure 1 cup cornmeal. You can use any cornmeal to make porridge, however, refined is best. Put the cornmeal into the saucepan. Now, measure and add 3 1/3 cups of water. Put the water into the saucepan as well. Measure and add 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. And then put it in the water that is in the saucepan. Add pinch or quarter teaspoon salt. I am using sea salt. Grind in the water quarter teaspoon nutmeg. Measure quarter teaspoon cooking oil. I am using coconut oil. You could use butter instead. Cinnamon leaves. Add 2 cinnamon leaves, or you could use half teaspoon cinnamon powder instead. Today I am showing you an easy, simple method to make cornmeal porridge. Use a spoon. Stir in the ingredients with the cornmeal. Use the pan's lid. Cover the pan so nothing can fly or drop in it. And then allow the cornmeal to soak in the water for 20 minutes. After soaking, turn the stove on. Put the stove's gauge on low, very low, simmering. Put the saucepan on the flame. Alright, this is how low you want it. You want it to be on very low. You're gonna set the gauge like you're turning the stove off, but not. Do what I'm doing. This is how you want it. See, look. Watch the flame now and again to ensure the flame is not out. Remember now, this is the easy, simple method. Once you put the pan or pot to fire, you're just gonna leave it until you're finished. The only thing you're gonna do is stir it in from time to time. Because the cornmeal settled at the bottom, you must stir it in before it starts cooking. Use a spoon, stir in the cornmeal with the water and the other ingredients that's been soaking. Stir it in, stir it in. Use the pan's lid, cover the pan properly, and then allow. Stove's gauge is on very low. Keep the lid closed within the time. After 15 minutes, this is what it looks like. The cornmeal is swelling a little bit, but slowly. Do what I'm doing. Use a spoon, stir in the cornmeal gently. Use the pan's lid, cover the pan, allow. Stove's gauge is still on very low, simmering. After 5 minutes, 20 minutes in total, this is what it looks like. Use a spoon, stir in the porridge. Now would be a good time to add sugar and milk. Measure and add half cup sugar. I'm using brown sugar. You could use granulated instead. After that, add 50 grams pack coconut milk powder. Use the spoon. Stir in the porridge until you cannot see coconut milk powder. The coconut milk powder is not gonna cause lumps. It's just gonna dilute into the liquid. If you're not comfortable doing it this way, you could measure quarter cup of water. Add the coconut milk powder to the water, mix it in well. You could use milk powder instead, like last cup, I suppose, if you're not using coconut milk powder. And then add that to the porridge. Use the pan's lid, cover the pan properly, allow. The stove's gauge is still on very low. After 25 minutes, this is what is happening. Allow. Now is a good time to add sugar and milk. Why? Because the cornmeal has cooked halfway, and that's what you want. You want the cornmeal to at least cooked somewhat before you start adding the milk and the sugar. Not only that, but the porridge got thick. So by adding the milk and the sugar, it will keep it moist enough to maintain the porridge. At this point, you might hear some popping noise like boom, such as boom, boom. That's nothing to be concerned about. Just leave the lid on. Keep the lid closed within the time. Ensure to keep the lid closed within the time. After 35 minutes, 50 minutes since I added sugar and milk, this is what it looks like. Measure and add quarter cup water, room temperature water. Stir it in, stir it in. The porridge is thick and moist the way we want it. Use a spoon. Stir it in. Stir the water in well. We are on the right track. After that, use the pan's lid, cover it properly, and then allow. Stove's gauge is still on very low. Ensure it's not out. After 45 minutes, 20 minutes since I added sugar and milk, release the pressure from the edges first before you start stirring. The porridge looks like this. See, the porridge is getting thick and it is lump free. Use a spoon. Stir it in, stir it in. Mix the bottom to the top and rotate the top to the bottom. Once you do that, use the pan's lid, cover the pan properly, and allow. Look, you can see the sweat forming on the glass lid. The sweat is keeping the porridge moist. By keeping the lid closed, the sweat that's forming into the porridge will keep the porridge moist. After 55 minutes, 35 minutes since I added sugar and milk, the porridge looks like this. It is important that the cornmeal porridge does not taste grainy. That's why it is important that you allow the cornmeal porridge to simmer on very low until it is cooked properly. Now, because I want this porridge to be smooth and done properly, I'm going to allow it to stay and continue cooking. Therefore, use the pan's lid, cover the pan, allow. I can smell the cornmeal porridge aroma is getting strong. After 1 hour and 5 minutes, 45 minutes since we added sugar and milk, the porridge looks like this. Remember what I said? Release the pressure from the edges first before you start stirring. Because pressure is forming on the bottom of the porridge into the porridge, that's why it is releasing those bubbles. At this point, to be on the safe side, work the spoon from the edge. Before you start mixing, use the spoon to separate the porridge from the pot at the edges, releasing the pressure that's forming on the bottom, and then after that it is safe to stir it in properly. You don't want to just open the lid, put the spoon in the middle and then stir it in. It might just release a pressure and splash up some of the porridge in your face, and you don't want that. Use the spoon to stir the bottom to the top, but do not scrape the spoon on the bottom. That's it, we're finished. Turn the stove off. This is how thick you want this porridge to be. Use the pan's lid, cover it until serving. To get the porridge even thicker, you could let it continue for another 10 minutes, but I am not going to. Remove the cinnamon leaves. And then, before serving this thick cornmeal coconut milk porridge, use a spoon. Stir in the porridge well before serving. Take a scoop of this thick cornmeal porridge and pour it in a bowl. I'm going to show it to you in a plate so that you can see that it's thick. It's not running. Look how this porridge looks. Creamy and smooth. To get the same result, follow my method. To donate, support the chef. Buy his cookbooks. Or visit his online stores. Buy a merchandise. It's a win-win-win. I will benefit, the platform will benefit, and then you will get a book or a merchandise for your donation. This is thick cornmeal coconut milk porridge. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, and share to get a personal notice when I upload videos. Hit the bell as well. You should try making this thick cornmeal porridge yourself. When you do, share your experience with us. This thick cornmeal coconut milk porridge is thick. This porridge is a hearty meal. If you want to cook more porridge, double the ingredients. This porridge is a proportion for 2 people. This porridge is warm and smooth. It is giving me a comfortable feeling right now. It is not sweet. The flavor is just right. To me, this thick porridge tastes perfect. Eating cornmeal is an energy booster. This porridge is for adults, bodybuilders, and fitness fanatics. This thick porridge is not for children. Make children porridge more runny. In general, children do not like porridge. And if it's thick, they are not going to like it. This porridge is for adults. To store cornmeal porridge, keep it in the saucepan. Put it in the refrigerator 3 days only. However, you could put it in a sealed container or a ziploc bag and freeze it for up to 3 months. Until next time, goodbye.
Yeah, man.